Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi barakatuh. This is Brother Athar. Wanted to bring you quick updates for the Friday, followed by the Khatira by Sheikh Obair. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you all are safe, staying home, practicing social distancing. These are the tough times, brothers and sisters. The world has come to a stop. It's time to reflect upon our lives, utilize this opportunity spiritually, spending time with our families, especially taking care of our elders. They are the most vulnerable during these tough times. Our social service committee is working hard to provide groceries, food for our seniors in the community. If anyone needs help, please reach out to them. Also, brothers and sisters, there are a lot of folks that are reaching out to us for help. They've lost their jobs. Many children don't have money for food. We are running low on our sadaqah and zakat fund. We ask for your support to help these needy families in these tough times. We are also running low on our operation funds, as we reminded you every week. Please, we also have created the GoFund, and please visit the GoFund or go online, support, donate generously. Brothers and sisters, last week we had a food drive at our center. Though our mosque is closed for the prayers, but we managed to have a food drive. We served roughly about 500 cars with fresh vegetables, fruits, rice, and beans. We also distributed masks and gloves. These were the donated items. Alhamdulillah, the event went very well. We had a lot of volunteers. We practiced social distancing during this event. And I wanted to thank all the volunteers for their hard work. Jazakallah khair. Lastly, brothers and sisters, as we are approaching Ramadan, we will not be having Taraweeh this year. Our RAC committee is working hard to to keep the community engaged virtually. Inshallah, you will be hearing that soon. At the same time, we urge you to stay home. Try to pray your Taraweehs at home. When I say home, it is your close family that lives within the home. Please do not invite your neighbors or friends to your homes during this lockdown, so that you may compromise the safety of your family and the elders in your home. So, Jazakallah khair for all the help that the community is given to us. Inshallah, stay safe. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. أما بعد، قال الله تعالى: من جاء بالحسنة فله عشر أمثالها صدق الله العظيم. وقال النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام: إنما الأعمال بالنيات، أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. We begin by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We bear witness there is none worthy of worship but Allah, and that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his servant and his messenger. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to send his blessings upon our beloved messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa barik wa sallim taslima. Dear brothers and sisters, this is your brother Obair Katchi coming with a short reminder on this day of Jummah, the most blessed of all days. In today's reminder, I wanted to start with a short incident that happened in the beginning of the last century. Shaykh al-Islam, or as the title he was given, Shaykh al-Islam, Maulana Hussein Ahmed Madani, rahimahullah, who was a giant of his time. He was at the time where the British occupation ruled India, and the British, they imprisoned him. And there was an incident where it was the day of Jummah, and him and other prisoners were, of course, not allowed to pray the Jummah Salah. But he, even on the day of Jummah, he would wake up early and he would take his sunnah ghusl, he would shower, he would put on perfume, itr, and he would do all the other preparations for the day of Jummah that are sunnah. And as he would come back to his, the door of his cell, they asked him that, why are you doing all of this? And he said that just because we are in prison does not mean that we cannot perform all of the sunnahs of the day of Jummah. Does not mean that we cannot act upon and practice all of the sunnahs of the Jummah. So this was because of his extreme love for the Prophet ﷺ. And this is a lesson for us, that even though we are not able right now to go to the masjid for the Salatul Jum'ah, but we still have the capability and the ability to practice on all the sunnahs of the day of Jum'ah, which include, taking the shower, cleaning yourself, clipping your nails, wearing the best of your clothes, and other sunnahs, increasing in salawat ala nabi, sending durood upon the Prophet ﷺ, you're reciting Surah Al-Kahf, and there are many other sunnahs that we can act upon on this day of Jummah. So that was a really, I think, interesting reminder when I heard about this. These were the scholars that we follow, alhamdulillah. So now, the other thing I wanted to mention was about the day of Jummah and the month of Sha'ban. We are past half of the month of Sha'ban, and the month of Ramadan is coming, and we need to prepare ourselves for this month, right? And the best way to do it is to practice. The best way to prepare for some good actions or for something that you want to do is preparation, practice. It's not going to be easy all of a sudden to start fasting. That's why it's better that we start Mondays and Thursdays, at least before the month of Ramadan begins. We try to increase in our nawafil, increase in our recitation of Quran, so that as the month of Ramadan comes, it's easy for us to recite at least the juz if we can, and as much as we can possibly do. So starting our habits from now, and the more we do it, the easier it will become, inshallah ta'ala. So the quick reminder I wanted to remind myself and all of you about was about intentions. That the Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. He said that all actions depend on our intentions, right? In action, it depends on the intention behind it. So whatever good actions we have, we should remind ourselves of the intention that I am doing this only to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and not for praise of other people, not to see what other people, how they react, how will this action look to someone, but just to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Ya Allah, if you are pleased with my action, then that's all that matters. So making good intention is part of good deeds, and having good intentions is one of the best of all actions. Sometimes good intentions, they can make a small deed into a great deed, and sometimes you can do a great deed, but if the intention is not good, then it becomes something very minute, becomes very small. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to purify our intentions and to make our intentions sincerely for His pleasure. Ameen, inshallah. So what are some of the intentions that we can make from now? Because having the good intention for a deed will get you the reward, even if you're not able to perform that good action, right? So let's make an intention. Let me just name a few things. Practicing the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. We can learn new sunnahs on a daily basis and try to practice them. Keeping the ties of kinship, making those strong. So the intention of, contacting, speaking to our relatives, even those who we haven't been talking to for a long time, trying to speak to them, trying to get in touch with someone, even if someone is ignoring us from our relatives, we try to join that tie of kinship, inshallah. Calling the sick. If you're not able to visit them, call them, see how they're doing. If you're able to send something to them, send them something. Nowadays we can order something, get the address, and it can come to their door, right? Making intention that I'm going to increase in my recitation of Quran. How much I can recite on a daily basis, I can try to increase the amount, inshallah. Making time for dua. Daily time for dua is something very, very important. The month of Ramadan is coming, and this is the month of dua. the month of Sha'ban is also the month where we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His blessing. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us in this month and to allow us to reach the month of Ramadan in good health, inshallah. The other thing is to make intention that, Ya Allah, this time I'm going to, because I'm staying home a little bit more often, Ya Allah, I'm going to help out in the chores. I'm going to help out in all of the things that need to be done in the house. I'm going to give more sadaqah. I'm going to give zakah, the zakat that is coming. If I can give it earlier, let us give it earlier. There is a lot of need at this moment. I'm going to make iftar, and inshallah, I'm going to give that iftar to my neighbors as well. I'm going to share. So these are all good intentions to make. Another good intention, I'm going to learn how to be tolerant. I'm going to learn good character. Tolerance, one of the most beautiful qualities of the Prophet ﷺ. He was the most tolerant of people. And nowadays, because of this situation that we're in, we're hearing so many, so much increase in domestic violence, unfortunately. Increase in divorces and all of that. We're hearing this on the news. This is actually happening. So the believers are such that we try to increase in our tolerance and in our good character with one another, especially our family. They deserve the best of us. They deserve our best character. So let us be humble and kind in front of, with our family, inshallah, and be tolerant as possible. Another intention, learning one of the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, one of His most beautiful names, and then making dua with that name. Let's make intention, inshallah, I'm going to be learning a name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, one of the most, of the 99 beautiful names. I'm going to learn one of the names. So those are good intentions to make, right? And then remember, when you intend and you make a niyyah for certain action, the action becomes so much more, it becomes so much more powerful. It has so much more weight in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So for example, one is I smile to my parents just because I see them. One is I'm going to smile at my parents so that they may become happy, and through them becoming happy, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be pleased. What a beautiful intention. So let's make that intention. I will give the adhan in my house, right? So that I can perfect my adhan and I can praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in my house. I can raise the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's words in my own house. And I will get the reward for the adhan, and that all of the misfortune and all of those things leave my house, and my house can become filled with barakah through the barakah of the adhan and recitation of Quran aloud. Then I make intention to pray tahajjud. How can I pray tahajjud every day? Even if that means right before going to sleep, I just pray 2 rakats, then that's great, inshallah. And finally, I try to help out in the house, especially the family members who are, from the women folk most of the time. Otherwise, those who are always cooking, those who are making food for us, we make intention that, inshallah, I'm going to start giving my hand. I'm going to give them time so that they can also worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that they can also get their a'mal done, their recitation of Quran and all of the things that they need to finish. I'm going to switch with them, even if that means I have to learn a couple of recipes and some menus. I get them down so that I can help out in the house, and that way, they're not the only ones doing all of that. So these are good intentions, inshallah. These are just a few. We make those intentions, and inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward us for those. And even if we cannot do them, we'll still be rewarded for them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Man jaa bil hasanati falahu ashru amthaliha." Whoever comes with one good deed, Allah ta'ala will give them 10 good deeds. So if we come with the intention of a good deed, we'll already get rewarded. And then if we do that deed, then we get more and more ajr and reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the most merciful and the most kind, and He is the most generous. So inshallah, these are some of the points that I wanted to mention. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give me and all of you the tawfiq to practice upon all of that which was said. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us in this month and allow us to reach the month of Ramadan. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Subhanallah wa bihamdi. Subhanak Allahumma bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Wa akhir da'wana an alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Jazakum Allahu khairan wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.